Aquaman 2 has been surrounded in controversy because of the cast and their legal troubles going on. Jason Momoa has flip-flopped the whole time, defending Amber at the beginning of the trial with her ex-husband. Then he flipped and followed Johnny on social media, tweeting about the truth being out there for people to see themselves. And this movie has been pushed back many times, though Jason Momoa has now started interviews about the film, and now he's saying the movie isn't just for entertainment, but that it's got a message behind it. I have a few things to show off, but before we get into the topic at hand, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon for just $1 a month, or support the channel via YouTube memberships. All of the links are in the description, and of course, I do really appreciate all of the support. So, this is a Bounding Into Comics article. It says Jason Momoa says Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom will tackle climate change. So a year ago, in a response to Martin Scorsese's indictments of superhero movies, Aquaman star Jason Momoa defended the genre as one of artistic merit he can use to touch on issues he cares about, such as the ocean and the environment. Now, I understand a lot of movies do typically have advertisements where there's some kind of narrative. Like with this, I could see them doing a whole entire save the ocean, save the environment advertisement campaign, but to put it in the actual movie itself does annoy people, let's be honest. Hearing anything be preached to you throughout a movie you have paid to see gets annoying. It says today he's revealing one of those things will be a big part of the story of the Lost Kingdom. In an interview with GQ, he teased that the effects of climate change on the Earth will be sped up to send a message about what is going to happen. As per the outlet, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom will see Momoa's character giving a speech to the United Nations, warning them of the disaster looming on the horizon in what closely mirrors a real-life conference the Hawaiian actor led earlier this year at the UN. So they literally, in the film, have him doing basically the same thing that he did in real life, which sounds so absurd to put into a movie. Again, I understand that a lot of times we see advertisements for films like this, but to shove a whole narrative like this into a film is a bit much. It says, I don't want to give too much away, but we're really going to speed up what is going to happen to this Earth, and it's not because of aliens. I want to go and see Aquaman 2 because I want to see superheroes doing badass things, not to be preached to about climate change. I understand that there are a lot of things that are going on in the real world that we are doing as human beings that affect our environment. I can acknowledge that as a human being, but that doesn't mean I want to hear about it happening in a movie like this. When I go to see a movie like this, I'm not going to hear about climate change in the real world. It says, he also added he wants to raise awareness in a fun way and not tell the same old story, so Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom will be an adventure. Now, this sounds, of course, absurd, because he's talking about he doesn't want to tell the same old story. You mean a good story? You mean the reason why you were able to create this movie? You were able to start in a movie that could potentially be very successful because of the source material and the past stories that have been told. Now, of course, I don't think that this movie is going to do very well because of Amber and the millions of people that are going to boycott this film. But putting that aside, I think that this movie could be fairly successful. They are even bringing back Ben Affleck as Batman. We know that they're re-recording scenes, or they're adding scenes with him in this film, which of course has a lot of people very excited, and I think that is going to bring a few more people in, maybe people that were initially planning to not see it because of Amber, but this is going to kind of tip them in the direction of, it's just 1 or 2 movie tickets, I'll go and see it. Aquaman is the most made fun of superhero in the world, he'd add further, but it's amazing to be able to bring awareness of what is happening to our planet. It's not some story that's been told over and over. It's a movie about what's happening right now, but in a fantasy world. But that's not true, because you had just said that you're speeding things up by years and years, and it's a more dramatic version of what could happen to our planet. So it's not actually what's happening right now. It's still a fantasy version of what could happen. You're just hoping that people will put two and two together and see, wow, this could really happen to us unless we make a change. As of course he rose to fame, he became more open about his environmental concerns and activism. In 2019, he plugged infinitely recyclable aluminum razors in an Instagram video. He had said, "I'm shaving this beast off. It's time to make a change for the better, for my kids, for your kids, the world. Let's make a positive change for the health of our planet. Let's clean up our oceans, our land. Join me on this journey. Let's make the switch to infinitely recyclable aluminum, water in cans, not plastic. You gotta get rid of your plastic water bottles. Aquaman's trying to do the best he can for my kids, for your kids, for the world. Love you guys." DC has been pushing the environmentalist narrative of man as the biggest threat to the earth in their TV shows and movies for years. That's why I wasn't really surprised to see this happen, just very disappointed. Most recently, it was a storyline in Peacemaker, but the trend goes all the way back to Superman: The Quest for Peace. And like I've mentioned, they are going to face a lot of heat over this movie, not just because of the narratives they're throwing in and the awareness they want to help raise with this film. They are also going to face millions of people boycotting this film because of this one actress, Amber Heard. She has single-handedly killed a lot of hype that millions of people have had for this film. There are so many petitions. This one is at 213,000 signatures, boycott Aquaman 2 because of Amber. And then there is this one, remove Amber from Aquaman 2, and it has 4.6 million signatures. I do think they are going to face millions of people refusing to see this movie, refusing to pay to see this film, and I am going to be one of those people. I am not going to be monetarily supporting it no matter who they throw in. I love Ben Affleck as Batman. I would love to see him in another film like this, but any hype that I have for it is absolutely dead at this point. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed and found this important and informative, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.